Ladies and gentlemen, I have to make a confession here. In the early 1980s, when this guy attempted to come back for the Toronto Maple Leafs, I thought for sure that the Leafs were completely losing their mind or were giving up on having any type of success. This came after they were in the Stanley Cup chase in the late 1970s, playing the Flyers and the Montreal Canadiens, and almost, coming within 4 games of making the Stanley Cup in '78. But when I researched this and I talked to different people, he said, I like to apologize. I never thought he had so much success. I just took that one season with the shitty helmet and, all the press as Harold Ballard's, one of Harold Ballard's pets. So we're going to talk about, I think a lot of people call him a legend. I'm going to call him a legend. The legendary career of Carl Brewer. Now, Carl Thomas Brewer, born October 21st, 1938, was born in Toronto, and he attended 2 of the biggest college programs or pre-collegiate programs prior to his talented hockey career. De La Salle College and Riverdale Collegiate Institute. Now, he got his first major following, and ladies and gentlemen, when I tell you the information, he was undrafted. There was no draft at the time, so obviously he couldn't be drafted. He got his start with the Toronto Marlies of the OHA. Was a playoff sensation his first year with the squad when he got 11 points in 24 games in the team's League and Memorial Cup playoffs. In 1957, he had 32 points in a regular season, 7 in the playoffs, and 47 points in a regular season as a very offensive defenseman, and 12 points in the playoffs. He did play with the Marlies again. That's the second cup tournament he did in 3 seasons with a goal and 1 assist for 5 points. Now, in '58, he also got a cup of coffee with Toronto with 2 games. Now, '59, his rookie season, he had 24 points, including 3 goals and 6 assists in the playoffs. Now, Toronto, 1960, consistent, but he played a big role, ladies and gentlemen, in Toronto's consecutive Cups, 62, 63, and 64, where he had some really consistent playoff numbers. Now, when he left the Leafs, he decided not to give up on hockey, but started playing for the Team Canada program, where he had some excellent results. In 66 and 67, he played again with the national team and won a bronze with Team Canada at the '67 World Championships. After a short stint back in pro hockey with Muskegon, he decided to make a trip. One of the first major NHLers to play in Finland for HIFK, and he made such an impact on Finnish hockey. He was inducted to the country's Hockey Hall of Fame in 2003 because his style of hockey from the defensive standpoint was well respected from Toronto to the international game, and especially in the international game, his system was seen as very, very Russian-like, very, very zone coverage and similar stuff. Now, he ended up back in the NHL in 69-70, playing with Detroit. 71, he was played with the Blues, as well as 72. Now, after time off, he decided to go over to the NHL, helping out the Toronto Toros in their first, major chase at the AFCO Cup. He had 23 points, 23 assists and 2 goals in 77 games, and 4 assists in the playoffs. Now, talking about that comeback, he was asked by Ballard and management to come out of retirement. Now, after some seasoning with the New Brunswick Hawks, and ladies and gentlemen, you have to remember this: he hadn't played an NHL game for nearly 9 seasons, 9 years. And those 20 games, even with the strange helmet, he was producing a little bit with 5 assists in 20 games. But the goal was over because that Maple Leafs team that year did not need, what's the proper term? Didn't need a 42-year-old defenseman. They needed young defensemen. And the argument was he traded a lot of defensemen in the 1970s, and they asked Carl Brewer to come out of retirement. The Ballard was getting desperate at the time. Not that Brewer couldn't play. He would have been a good defensive coach, like the coach of the rear guards, but to give a regular turn in for 20 games. It was bizarre to see on Saturday nights, because the announcer for Toronto last announced Carl Brewer in a Leaf jersey 16 years before. That's like Guy Lapointe coming out of retirement now, or close to now. I think Lapointe's last year was 85. Be like Carl. Okay, let's say Guy Lapointe. Let's say Chris Chelios coming out of retirement and playing with Montreal. Actually, the way Montreal defense plays, maybe you should ask Chris Chelios to come out of retirement. Anyway, that's a legend of Carl Brewer, but I don't want to get into this too much because I don't want Al Eagleson to sue me. But in the 1990s, he was the catalyst in getting investigation of former NHL Players Association boss Alan Eagleson convicted for pilfering the pension fund for the players. And Eagleson was booted out of the Hockey Hall of Fame, and he was sent to prison for racketeering, fraud, and embezzling. Sound familiar? It's almost like the President of the United States was running the NHLPA at the time. I hate to tell you this, Alan Eagleson could outthink anybody, and he outthought Bobby Orr. That's saying a lot. Have a good one. Bye.